Hello, hello, entertainment and daily lovers. Welcome back. Let's gist a little bit before we call it a day. Ooh, it's already 1 a.m., so it's gonna be a quick one. Let's check our sound and get ready for this conversation. We've not heard from Mr. JD in a bit, but yeah, he just dropped something, and we're going to be discussing that and many more. We're also going to be talking about Madame KB's interview. A lot is going on concerning this whole thing, and it is funny. Welcome if you're just joining. Thank you very much for coming, and don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up. Let's check our sound. Don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up. Okay, so sound is good. Sound is good. Let's check our sound. Okay, so let me share this while I do that. Let's keep the sound going so that we can Sorry for that short break. I don't know, it's the network. This whole thing just knocked me out completely, so that's what happened. We've not even started. We've not even started. Oh my goodness, this is 1 a.m. and people will not sleep. Let me close this. Give me a sec. People partying and having fun. It's summertime, weather is super hot, so people are out having a blast. Anyway, let me quickly check our sound again to make sure everything is okay. If you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. Anyway, let me quickly check our sound. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on notification. Okay, so yesterday we were live, and I think it was I said that mentioned it. That's the interview that the YouTuber let's talk about it with Amiora. Yeah, that's her channel's name. Was going to do, but yeah, like I was saying, the time zone couldn't catch up because I was rounding up my live stream by 3 a.m. So there's no way I would have been waiting for 1 or 2 hours to catch. I was like, okay, I know I was gonna see that when I wake up. So yes, I was able to catch up just through on my earpiece, and I was watching and listening to that interview. First of all, I want to say shout out to shout out to Amiora. Who else was there? Royal D was there, and some of the people that were on the panel. I don't know them, so I can't be mentioning their names. So sorry if I did mention your name, but yes, there were other people coming in, but they had technical issues at the beginning. KB could not come in, and it took a while before she was able to come in, and she was talking. And shout out to Amora, really. Shout out to that woman. You have got patience. You are so good. You did a fantastic job conducting that interview. And the reason why I'm saying this is I personally I can't stand these Justin supporters. The way this woman was explaining some of these things and trying to make this whole thing about herself, comparing how she's being dragged to how Cora was dragged, I'm like, okay, interviewer, kudos to you, man. I'm giving you salutes. Like, whoo. Me, I wouldn't be able to do that because I'm like, wait, what? No, ma'am, you're not going to do that because it's not the same. It isn't. I don't even care if they like, let them drag you from the beginning of this world to the end. You cannot be comparing yourself to what Cora went through. So we will discuss all of that on this video, but we will start with JD. Okay, so let's go over to Mr. JD's Facebook page and let's pull up some stuff. So let's type in his name and let's do this. Okay, so JD. After all the revelations and everything, I think he has just gotten to the point where he's like, mm, you know, okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so Mr. JD has not been posting for a while. You know, his videos. Remember, he had said he was going to be coming out to debunk everything that Cora is saying, and he did that, pulled up Cora's videos, was analyzing them, trying to debunk. He also pulled out Cora Obidi's sister's video. Like JD was very active, you know, active up until up until the time when Cora was asking for the GoFundMe donations and whatnot, how he came out saying she didn't need any of those. He's just going to walk into court by himself and win his case, just as he's always done. And he was really vocal, open, and letting everybody know that he has been quiet for so long, even though we knew he has never, ever been quiet before. But he just kept saying, I've been quiet for so long. This is the time for me to tell my story and whatnot. I'm not a victim. I'm not this. But when this whole thing got serious, JD has been quiet. The most he's been doing is just a few write-ups here and there. So let's touch down and then we will get into the main one that brought us out here this night. Because when I saw this one, I'm like, we have to come in here, even if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we have to come in here and talk. Because I'm like, okay, all these interviews that we've been seeing, the post and everything. I'm like, is JD going to pretend that he's not seeing anything? Because as for his minions, they are not saying anything. All of them are now mute, or what some of them are doing is actually going back to probably Cora's old videos, pick up clips, and trying to make jokes, and just trying to distract people from the main thing, which is example, Crystal's son granting that interview with Madame KB, you know, spilling the tea on his mom, okay, letting everybody know the kind of person that JD referred to as his nanny. But yeah, so he shared this from another Facebooker, uh, which is a photo of a very popular Hollywood actor, and on that photo, it writes, manipulation is when they blame you for your reaction to their toxic behavior, but never discuss the disrespect that triggered you. Most of these things that JD posts just makes me laugh because when you read them or when you watch them, if it's a short video or something like that, you would just know that every single word of what he just shared describes himself. Okay, but he wants everybody to believe something else. So now let's say 3 hours ago, JD went in and got the clip from Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard's court case. Y'all, you saw that. Like, nobody that did not watch that, even if you were not interested at the beginning, it got to a point where you start hearing how bloggers or people that, these channels where they talk about it, mostly on YouTube, they have all these channels that used to discuss it. And when you just listen to how that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case was going, you would just want to sit back and watch it and see how that will play out. So this man went and pulled up one part of that clip, a very short clip, where they were asking Johnny Depp questions, and he posted that. So, in other words, Mr. JD is telling us that he actually went through, or he is actually going through what Johnny Depp went through with Amber Heard. So, let me pull up the volume of this, and I want to play it so y'all can hear it. Where's that stuff? Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Hello, Ron M. You're welcome. Uh-oh. What's going on?
I will live with that for the rest of my life because of the allegations and because it was such a high profile case. So I lost then, no matter the outcome of this trial.
Did y'all hear that? So this was Johnny Depp on the stand answering questions, and he has actually brought this. And if you see some of the comments, you will just be shaking your head. Seriously. You're welcome, Ron M. Thank you very much for joining us today. Lady Money Roll, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, let's read this comment. Sinaki wants to claim she was only a JD follower for a couple. Oh my goodness, Ron M. Really, I am giving Amira the salute. That woman did a fan. I won't. If that was my interview, oh boy, I was listening to this stuff and I'm like, jeez, how this woman was able to just hold it together, hearing all those crap that Kim was saying. And the fact that she will explain and divert and go somewhere else and then come back and try to make everybody feel sorry for her that, oh, yeah, and everything they did to Cora is what they're doing to me. How? Like, seriously, how can you even think in your brain for 1 second that you want to compare what they are doing to Cora to you, that you willingly inserted yourself into this drama? Meanwhile, when Cora was getting a divorce, she never wished or prayed that it should be this messy. But then there's just so much this woman was saying that just wasn't adding up. There was just so much. And you could also notice how this woman played down on so many questions that Amira was asking. How this woman completely played down. Give me a second. I hear the weird sound. It's 1 a.m. Okay, so I'm like, how do you even play down on all of that? And you expect us to just sit here and believe that, oh, you were just there, you didn't do anything. Even the stuff that we know that this woman is guilty of. This woman was not even bold enough to come out and say, oh, yes, I'm guilty of this thing. She just tried to play down, and when Amero asked her the question, it's okay, let's backtrack a bit, let's go back. This woman was just not interested in saying the truth. And I believe some of the questions that she was asked, that she had the answers to, she just didn't want to answer those questions. Talking about evidence, what do you mean by that they should send me an overnight address so I can send the address? I can send this overnight. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. If you feel like you want to, you can duplicate those stuff and still send them out and not sit put and wait for Cora to respond to your email first of all. Like the same way she inserted herself into JD's life is the same way she wants to insert herself into Cora's life. And I'm glad that Cora is not responding to any of the emails or responding to anything, because that would be one of the biggest mistake of her life if she would dare listen to somebody like this Kim. You know, this is the same thing with that Miriam did. Miriam approaching Cora first, wanting to help Cora. And when Cora did not respond, the next thing she went to JD and look at what she did and she's still doing. That's what I see this woman trying to do now. Trying to put Cora on billboard, trying to Royal D, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining. So I'm like, what do you mean? So Cora would need to tell you, okay, thank you very much, Kim Baker. I forgive you. All right, send the evidence to my lawyer or send it to Madam, go and sleep, man. Seriously, like a lot of things she was just saying was just pissing me off. I'm like, that woman is very lucky. Seriously, she's very lucky. The place she went to, you know, because I'm like, this woman doesn't know that there are people that started listening to this thing from the beginning, from that first day that JD opened his mouth. Some people have been paying attention. So all this nonsense that she and the rest of them are trying to pretend, oh, I was never in a WhatsApp group, I was never in a this. They don't know that people can actually see through all those nonsense. Seriously. Okay, let's take some comments. Let's see. Hakim claims since she was instead speaking out, they called adult service on her to report about her special new daughter. Seriously, she was just talking nonsense. And and that's why I was telling you, like, well, kudos to those people that have, you know, soft heart for people. For me, I feel like when you deliberately insert yourself, or let me not even say insert, when you see fire and you go put your hands and you get burnt, and people are like, oh, sorry, oh, maybe you didn't know it was going to be that hot, maybe it was just plain, it was a mistake. Everybody will be feeling sorry for you except me, because I know that you know what you were doing and you did it anyway. There's difference between someone that didn't know what they were doing, but that's not the case. When what was that? Well, she didn't know. She was explaining, and then I saw him pulling certain camera, and I was off by that. And then I later saw. I'm like, Madam, you're not fooling anybody here. You knew what you were doing. And also something else I want to point out is, look at this set of women that are supporting JD. You will notice that there is a comma in their life. Like there is something, there is an emptiness. Like they're so desperate for attention, they're so desperate to be relevant. They want to be this person that is helping someone, for the world to see them and say, you're such a good person. I'm like, what is going on? You had to go up to the extent of inserting yourself in the business of a total stranger that you don't know, you've never met. But at the same time, you want us to feel sorry for you now that they are dragging you. They've not even started dragging you. Talking about special need child, she didn't need to mention that she had a special needs child. Because for me, I'm like, if you want me to feel sorry for you because you're trying to bring, it's not about that child. Leave your child out of this. And this is a decision, a bad decision that you made, and you cannot bring your child into this whole thing, or any family member or relative or friend or anything. No, you made your bed and you're laying on your bed. Don't try to bring somebody else into this whole thing so we can start feeling sorry for you. With me, it's not going to work. Okay, she knew what she was doing. She was in charge of that CPS case, because the email that um Madam Miriam sent, is she not the Kim Baker, or are they 10 Kim Baker in that their group, when she was claiming that there were hundreds of people in their private WhatsApp group? Oh, I was there for a few days and then I left. And in the other one, it was just a day and I left. I was getting too many messages and then I left. And then Amira was asking her, they added you to the WhatsApp group. You said, is a what? Are you not supposed to accept? When somebody add you to a group, are you not supposed to accept the this thing that they add you into or something? She was trying to ask her those questions, all the important questions. She was looking for a way to avoid them, and then she was getting angry at the comment section. Instead of you to focus on the interview and the interviewer, you're busy reading comments. You did not come on that interview to go and be reading comments. It's the job of the interviewer to check comments. And she also had moderators. The moderators are there to see the comment. And she will put the comment on screen if there's a question, or the ones she wants to respond to. The other ones she can just ignore. It is her live stream. She knows how to coordinate it. But this woman was just trying to sway this whole thing to her own side. And I kind of understand, because I think Amira didn't follow this story from the beginning. So she did very good, and she was very patient with this woman. And I think that's why this woman chose to go there. Because if she would have gone to someone that knows this thing from the beginning, every single step of the way, they would have called her out on her BS. Seriously. And I feel like when she was pretending, I can't get in, I can't get in, I can't get in, I think that was also a BS, because a whole lot of other people were able to go in, including Royal D, that was also on that live stream, And I'm like, how is it that every other person, this one will say, I came in through Facebook, the other one say, I'm coming in through YouTube. It was just this Kim that could not get into the live stream, yet she's a content creator, but she doesn't know how to get into somebody's live stream if you want to join someone's panel. I found that very strange. Like, she was doing it on purpose. Ron said this lady inserted herself and tried to get someone else's children taken. What is so funny? They believe her. He was there from the beginning. Ah, seriously. She didn't think that it was anything. Now she wants to come and give us all the stories that's gonna make us say, uh-huh. I don't say uh-huh. That's not me. Uh-huh. For what? Something that you deliberately did. I can't be doing uh-huh. Welcome, royalty. Welcome, queen. Oh God. Remember, I read that she was lying. How I saw she was very angry at someone, in the there was someone that was really calling her out in that comment section, and she was really upset at that person. She was like, "This person, I know who you are. I know who you are. I think you're so and so person. You're acting like you know everything. If you know everything and you have evidence, present it." In my mind, Madam, don't be distracted. Focus on the interviewer. Answer the questions that she's asking you. And this woman was beating around the bush. She didn't want to answer nothing. Huh. So I wrote she was lying. And how do you join a couple of weeks and hire a private investigator? Her story was not adding up. I don't know. These people, I think they think like Mr. JD, if you really look at this whole thing, because they think they can tell you anything and you will believe them. They really think that they are so good at these lies that they tell, that they are the smartest liars on the planet, that nobody will ever spot the lies. Like, he was lying through her teeth. The Viora audience ate it. I think some of them there are also new to this thing, and they were just following. And you know what, Ronem, I think it's really good that this interview went the way it went, because this goes to show you that this woman is exactly as the person that she's condemning, JD and the rest of the gang members. It's because things are happening and she's trying to save her own head also. That's why she's coming in and saying all these things. Oh, now you remember that you have a special needs child that people saw on your video and they were mocking and whatnot. You did not think that the other woman that you were in charge of CPS case, calling CPS, building CPS case, now you're telling us you're a nurse. We don't care. If you like, be anything. Like, you just they do their BS and then they come up telling us, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm an engineer, I studied ethics. I'm like, bye. We don't care whatever you studied. That's not the issue. Okay. The thing is, you knew what you were doing. You did it anyways. You didn't know this woman from anywhere. You never had a personal beef with this woman. Why were you so deep speaking to JD's mom, plotting, hiring private investigator? You could not mind your business. That time you did not know that you had a special needs child that you would be paying all your attention for. And now they're doing whatever they're doing to you. Now you want to compare yourself to Cora. No, you're not because even those videos that are out there, even she, at least she was able to confirm that those videos were terrible. So there's no way you're going to be comparing your own case, your personal life with your personal child with that of Cora. It is not the same. It is not the same. Wow, you think she was lying? Oh, Royal D. Oh my goodness. If I was the interviewer, oh my goodness. She wouldn't have stayed for as long as she did. She was talking absolute nonsense. She was still covering for him, even though she was telling the interviewer, Amira, that the videos, So if you really listen to what that woman was saying, you will know that her beef is with Crystal. The same way that what's the other, this other, what's her name now? Miriam. The same way that Miriam's beef is with this woman. They are fighting between themselves and they are all still directly or indirectly protecting JD because there were lots of questions that Amira asked that was absolutely on point. Kudos to that woman. But KB found her way to smuggle herself out of answering those questions because she knew that if she would answer it and say the truth, she would be exposing herself. And I think at some point, Amira noticed it, but just didn't want to press too much. So she would keep talking. And I love that because the more that woman spoke, the more she was exposing herself and telling us the kind of person she is. The last thing that Cora, anybody in Cora's team should do is to trust that woman. And that goes to everybody. Anybody that has ever been in that man's camp, don't ever trust them. If they want to tell you anything, listen to the thing they want to tell you. They want to send you an information that you should post it or something, get them. But don't ever let your guards down when you're around those people. Those people are very, very dangerous people. All of them mean set of lonely women that are seeking for attention. I don't know if they want his cucumber, if they want, I don't know what exactly they wanted from him because he's not even a wealthy person that we say they went there for his money. Okay, yes, we know that the whole negative press and everything around him, they're going to benefit from it. They're all now suddenly bloggers and vloggers and vlogging nonsense. Okay, we know that, but the way they are still protecting this man, even after they've seen that those stuffs, but they all of them they want to throw the one that they know has a mental problem, which is the Crystal, under the bus. When it's time to talk about Crystal, they don't hold back. They spill everything. Look at how she was doing that interview with Crystal's son, even asking the Crystal's son about his private questions that we didn't care to know. Oh, about your life. Oh, you didn't know your dad. Oh, we don't care. If he didn't know his dad. He didn't know his dad. So, but then she came on somebody else's live stream. That person wants to interview her. She wants to take over the whole live stream and act like she's this kind of person. Oh, I've asked for forgiveness, and that's all that matters. If they like, let them forgive you. Somebody like me, I'm looking at you with one eye because you're not to be trusted. That's just the truth. And she claimed Nancy and Cora has forgiven her. Say, I'm sorry, forgiveness, but not stay, but not stay at the distance. Well, I don't even think she even said Cora has forgiven her because I think Nancy forgave her on behalf of Cora and the Obidi family. But I think for Cora, I don't even think Cora is in the place to even listen to anything that any one of those women would have to say. Because to think that she never ever met them, they never ever did anything together, and this is what they did to her. Nah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. It's not fair. So really, okay, I worked in the police department right out of high school. I know for a fact for a private investigator to collect information, it takes more than a couple of weeks. No, she thought she was just lying to people that don't think for themselves. She thought all the nonsense that she was, spewing. And shout out to I say, because I think it was I say that brought our attention to that interview, because sometimes I miss Amira's listen videos, and other contents will pop up, and sometimes you can't catch up with everybody's content. But because it was mentioned on the live stream, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch this when I wake up in the morning while I'm getting putting things together. The woman really lied. She lied, like I don't even know if there was anything she said there that was true. How she just tried to play and just minimize everything that she did. Like, I almost didn't do anything. I was just in his life for 5 minutes. And already you were in charge of CPS case. Miriam Awolowo, that pretended she was a lawyer, a judge, the jury, and everything, was sending you email telling you, oh, protect this. This will help for our CPS case. Don't jeopardize it. I was told I can trust you. If you're in a group where you people are good at doing evil, do you know how secretive that group is? And do you know what it takes for them to start trusting each other, or trusting one person up to the extent that they will be sending the person evidences, that she's even claiming that she has a whole lot of evidence? So it means that they really, really trusted her, and she was delivering on every single task that they gave her. Hence, they trusted her in leaving those things in her care. So that woman lied on that interview. She just wanted people to sympathize with her. Nobody should. Nobody should. Seriously. Now, to do an investigation, it sounded as if she talked to the PI for a couple of months. I wouldn't even be surprised if she still has one up until now that we're speaking. Lady Monroe said exactly. My blood was running cold when I listened to that interview. I was taking it. I was taking it so personal. I had to stop. I'm laughing, but this is not funny because when I was listening to that stuff, the only part that that kind of consoled me was the fact that people were giving her in the comments because of what I was hearing her say, because I was doing stuff, so I wasn't really looking at my screen. So I had my headset, I was moving around the home, but from the way she was saying things, because the interview, Amira herself was not really reading comments, because I think she has moderators and whatnot. So she knows that the comment section will be taken care of. And from the beginning of the live stream, she already warned and told the moderators the type of people that they should remove, not just people that are airing their opinion, but people that are being insultive and whatnot. And she gave example of those type. So, but the way this woman KB Kim was focused in that comment section, like she came there to go fight with the commenters or the viewers of Amira's channel. And I'm like, listen and answer your questions. Answer the questions. Let people know what they need to know. Even when Amira was saying, okay, you're talking about this evidence so much. Send me the evidence. I can send it to the rightful people that need to. Because how is it that you can't send it to the lawyers if you already know that Cora has her lawyer? Why you don't know the lawyer? She said she knows the lawyer. Because Amira's like on the court documents, the person's name, the lawyer's name is there. So you can say she found an excuse. Everything that this woman will try to say to her, she will look for a way to just escape that thing and create excuses, and then she will now turn and spin the whole thing back to herself, you know, and go back to, oh, exactly what they did to Cora is what they're doing to me now. You don't know what it means. I was admitted in the hospital. I was this, that went through depression. My heart, at the point I was picking up my gun. I'm like, Madam, if you like, pick up anything. That's your business. Whereas I kept telling them that she was lying. She was looking for followers, not to tell the truth. She wants to downplay every single thing that is going on. That's exactly what she wants to do. She doesn't want people to know the level at which she is involved in this whole thing. So she just downplays it, how she was in the WhatsApp group for a few weeks. That's not true. If we will go now and poke at the other women, they will come out and tell us how long this woman was in that WhatsApp group. Then you will know that she's lying. Ronem says she put in okay, she put in timeout because I called her. Ah, are you the one that they put on timeout? Because I called her in the comments. The audience wanted to believe her because she said she was helping Cora. But I remember how uh, Lady L acted and she turned back to JD. You know, we have a lot of people that have this soft mind that would just want to easily, oh, because this person is now saying they've done a U-turn. If you like, do a Q-turn. If you like, do a Z-turn. I will not believe you because as an adult, as a grown person that knows your right from wrong, you clearly saw something happening. You did not say, let me sit back and watch these two people very well so I can tell who is lying and who's not lying. You first of all went and inserted yourself into their own private business that you should not insert yourself in. If she had, okay, she said she saw the few videos. Why didn't you wait to watch more videos? Why didn't you wait to see if she was lying? Why didn't you wait to see more? You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. You did not wait to see if she was lying. You just inserted yourself. It's network. I think. I think it's network, but it just keeps knocking us out. Oh, Oyoyo's World, you're welcome. I say it, you're welcome. Sorry. I'm taking the comments from up so I don't miss anyone's comments. So I can see that I have more comments down, but I've not gotten there. So I didn't know when you both came in. Thank you so very much for coming, Barista Oyoyo in the building. I say it, you're welcome. Thank you so very much for coming. Okay, so Ron said that was Missy Missy, who is another JD's follower. She was talking. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Yoyos was said, please like the live stream. Yes, as you're coming in, give a like, give a thumbs up to this live stream, and let's dissect together. Let's dissect together. Hmm. I say it said Amira handled it well. Her job not to drag bloggers, just give them a platform, let them talk and drop evidence so she can build a case. Yes, Amira did handle it very well, but also another thing is that you could tell is that Amira didn't follow this from the beginning, so there are lots of information she didn't know. Um, if Amira knew a lot, she would have really put Kim in a tight corner. And you know why I'm saying this? I said people are now beginning to see this woman as someone that, okay, let's just forgive her. And after all, now she said she's working for Cora. And remember how when people were wondering who did that um billboard thing, how people found out it was her, and people were like, oh really, it's the Kim that was against her. And some people were really really pleased and wanted to, oh, let's just let's give her a second chance. Really, you give her a second chance this time, now your head should go chop. So for those, for the benefit of people that didn't understand what I just said, I'm saying for people, this woman is actually planning, or she had already planned everything that she wanted to execute, and she's following it to the teeth. And if people are not careful, people will not start having soft spot for her. Oh, because she put Cora on billboard, because she said she's willing to testify, because she said she bought a new phone and she's willing to hand over the old phone. Oh, let's just give her a second chance. That's how you're going to open your arms, welcome her in with full arms, and before you know, she's going to do a U-turn and hand over all the things that you would have been telling her to JD, because that's the same thing she did to him. Allowed him to keep talking and collected evidence, and now she pretends that she's helping the other one. The same way that Miriam, first of all, approached Cora Obiri, wanted to work with Cora Obiri. Cora did not respond and then turned against her, and look at the hot mess they both created. I just feel like if you are a woman with children, and all these women, they all have children, they're all married, they all have children, or even if they're no longer married or whatnot, but they have kids, okay, or they have a child at least, and they were comfortable to sit down on a WhatsApp group and plot on how to call CPS, on how to take another woman's child. I will never give that kind of person a second chance. I will never. I wouldn't even blink when you're standing in front of me. My eyes will be open, even if the spider or insects are flying into my eyes. My eyes will not blink because I don't want to blink for a second and miss anything you're doing. Seriously. Yes, Amira did a fantastic job, but I hope she goes on another person's this and that has full and will list down like 101 questions to ask her, and bombard her back to back. As you're asking her the first one, as she's answering it, you're giving her the second one, because there are so many things that Amira asked her that she just pretended she didn't have the answer to, but we know that she does. All those things she pretended she didn't know, she knew about them. How she constantly played down on what she did, but yet she wants to compare her suffering now to that of Cora, that has been going on for over 3 years, and they've been taunting you for 1 year, and already you're comparing it to this one that has been enduring this whole thing, being in the same house with that kind of man, this person that behaves the way he behaves online. Imagine what happens in private. And then she wants to compare herself to what Cora has been through, and she finds it very easy to throw the mystery room Crystal under the bus, but she could not tell us what she did. Huh, that woman. Mm. Yeah, exactly. That's what they all say. The same thing Miriam is saying. That she kept saying, I was thinking about the children. She was thinking about the children, but the questions that related to the children that Mira asked her, she didn't answer, because she knows that those evidence will be easily collected if she will answer those questions. But she's still protecting her master, her Lord and personal Savior. What is she really scared of? Those pictures and videos? She's distancing herself. She doesn't want, exactly, all of them. All of them are distancing themselves. They put her on timeout there. Sorry, Ron M. You were giving them basketballs and then they put you on timeout. Sorry. Ah, she didn't want to receive that hit. That's why she was probably reading your comments, so Amira and the moderators will see it and then put you on timeout. I said that was the best way to handle her. Do you think she would have said anything? She was told she was lying. Hmm. Yeah, of course, of course. If she was told she was lying, she wouldn't have said anything. But I just hope she keeps going for more interview. I said I want to see her in front of someone with everything that will ask her questions back to back, back to back, back to back. And let's see how she would answer all the questions. Because even the ones that Amira asked her, she wasn't able to answer anything. I said, yes, but I said, yes, Amira did a good job. She could not know that Kim was mixing up the timeline. This whole thing is so complicated, actually. There are so many of them, they're involved in so many things that even the Kim is even confused. Sometimes I feel like she forgot her role, or she just didn't want to really break it down to Amira so Amira will really understand. Because at some point, Amira was even getting confused the way she was going back and forth with her storytelling. You know, she was just doing the most to try to confuse the interviewer, so the interviewer will not remember some of the questions that she wants to ask her, because she will be telling us things that we didn't care about, that we didn't want to hear. And then Amira will now bring her back to the question that she asked her, and she still will not answer the question direct. Ah, but yeah, she claims she she claimed to have after they placed Missy in timeout, and they placed me in timeout. They even tried to accuse me of being a JD follower, and I was like, never. Ah, oh God, that woman, she's not it at all. All of them. Because I don't understand how you say, how you finally discover that this person was not telling you the truth, the person deceived you. And at the same time, the interviewer is asking you, telling you, give us enough things that we can work with. She's still holding back, telling us, I don't want to give this, I don't want to give that. I'm waiting for Cora to send me this. You go grow old. You go grow gray hair. Hmm. I told her that I learned about her from Loli and MIA. Aha, where I made videos dragging him for turning or trying to turn JD against her. That's the thing. That's the main thing. Their problem is not with JD, and I just hope that people can see it. Their problem is within themselves, is jealousy. They feel like JD is giving attention to some of the other women than others. There's this preferential treatment going on and whatnot. And because they all came in with their selfish, plans, and had their reasons and had everything planned out, and it was not working that way because there were now so many women that he needs to speak to, that he needs to give his attention to, because everybody wants to tell him something, everybody wants to advise him, everybody wants to tell him this is how you should do it, this is how you should handle this is how you should handle that. I think the man is even confused. At this point, I think JD is confused because every day you're having several calls, people bombarding you with several calls, telling you all sort of, go about this thing this way, go about this thing this way. And at the end of the day, he won't even know what to do. He will now start making bad choices. And that's exactly what's happening. And when these women now see that, oh, what I advised him is not what he did what the other person told him, they're like, oh, maybe something is going on between the two of them. So they are really fighting themselves. They are not out here because they saw that this man lied and what this man is doing is terrible. And they want to just stand for the truth and defend those children, or stand and say, look, this man's wife didn't do anything to him. That is not why Kim and the rest of them that are speaking out. That's not the reason. They just want to fight themselves, and they know that they will use JD to fight themselves. That's why I said this man, all in the name of, I want to be vengeful, I want to fight, I want to do this, I want to do that. He has ended up digging a pit that is too deep for him to climb out, and now he wants to pretend that him and Johnny Depp is in the same situation. How is he in the same situation with Johnny Depp when he's been running his mouth right from the beginning? Meanwhile, his ex-wife didn't say anything, just came out, wrote her book, and went back inside, continued with her content. And yet, this man is just in his own planet. Seriously. So again, Kim is really trying to cover uh she's trying to cover, and she did some, okay, really bad stuff. She did a lot of bad stuff. a lot of bad stuff that she can't even repeat because she's too ashamed now for the whole world to know that she's that evil, you know. And she sounds exactly like Crystal actually. When the both of them they talk, they sound like they're twin, you know. They were born the same day. They sound the same. She sounds exactly like the mystery worm lady. At some point, I even thought it was Crystal that was talking and not Kim. Oyoyo's word said, even if it was one day she was in the group, she was part of it. Nobody should believe these grandmas. Exactly. And they will now come and want everybody to feel sorry for them. You've not even finished helping. You want people to start forgiving you and feeling sorry for you. Is that how it works? You've caused a lot of harm already. Why don't you? You've burnt a lot of bridges. Why don't you try to fix those bridges? Try to do the best you can, you know, before you start seeking for people's sympathy. And everything is about the attention for these women. Everything is about the attention. Since they did not get and I'm just wondering, this man with one cucumber, how were all of these old women expect now wow, how were all of these old women expecting that one cucumber to be enough? So yes, Kim is doing Z tons. Oh God. Seriously. Well, here's what said. One would think that the people in that WhatsApp group were young women. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you look at the way his comment section is going, you will really think that they are young, not knowing that these are people's grandparents, old enough to be his mother, some of them. And yet they just nod their head like a gamma lizard every time that a thing is being said. Hmm. Oyoyo's one. Kim got videos and pictures. Lolly claims she only received pictures and MIA pictures. So I'm guessing she was in deep with Jade. She was. She was. Ron M. There's nothing to even guess. This woman was because if remember Miriam was saying that Miriam Awolowo, was the one that JD speaks to in the morning, in the night, and everything. She was his number one person. She was the closest to him. She was like the madame of the old madams and everything. But then she was the one sending Kim email that was telling Kim to protect those files. Do you just send sensitive documents to anybody? And if Kim on this Amiora's interview is telling us that they had over what is it called? Over 100 people. I don't know if she was exaggerating, possible, I don't know, but she was saying there were over 100 in that WhatsApp group. Of out of all the hundreds, or even if they were less than 100, even if they were 10, even if they were 20, out of all those people, they chose the Kim that just came in few days ago and left few days ago to give the CPS case. The woman is not she's not telling the truth, and she just wants everybody to swallow everything that she's saying. Hmm. Yes, that's what Kim is trying to do. Kim is trying to help herself out of trouble. But I'm glad that she's granting interviews. She will end up on one of the bloggers that will really bombard her with so much questions that she will not be able to respond, and even more of the real person that this woman is will be revealed. No, but if she likes, let her put 1 billion billboards of Coral Biddy dancing or whatnot. I will not blink. Somebody like me, I will not blink. Neither will I ever feel sorry for that woman or any one of them in that group, because all the things that they've done, if they will be able to put every single one of them out there for us to see, you will understand that these women are terrible people. And up until this moment, after seeing those videos of those children, how Crystal treated those children, they are still covering up and protecting JD. That is why a whole lot of the information are not out there, because the fight that is going on between all of them, one would expect that there should be enough evidence out there. Because if you know that you've done something wrong and you're really feeling guilty, then you should not even be afraid of the consequences. Okay, you should be able to chest it, because after all, you went in with your clear eyes. You were not forced into that gang, you were not forced into the group. Okay, so don't give us half cooked meal and expect us to eat it, and tell you, oh my goodness, you're such a good cook, this is so nice. Do you understand? So why do you think it's been quiet? He has broken his silence. Didn't you see his post? He posted today that he posted about the Johnny Depp stuff. Still, after seeing I believe after seeing the interview that Zoe's son granted, and now the other evidence is that Crystal is posting, and Madam MIA will not keep quiet. This man is now at the point where he's like, look, I have to post something. If I don't say something, people will think that I'm really guilty of something. Do you understand? And that is really making him to come out, to come and this thing, to come out and tell us. I want to see if we can listen to a little bit of that stuff. Let me see if we can get it, because I let's give me a second. Mm-mm. Let me see. Let me get this on. Mm-mm. Da, 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 da. Okay, let me see. Mm-mm-mm. Let's do this one.
Το 70% του
Mm,
ανθρώπινου
Give me
σώματος
a second.
αποτελείται από νερό. Ο άνθρωπος χάνει 2 λίτρα.
Cancel. What's going on? What did I press? He's verbal abusive. Okay, give me something. I think it was. I got blocked too, girl. Don't worry about it. I was always just poor. Like, oh, that little girl so damn cute. That's what really attracted me was June because she was so adorable. I just love kids. Anyway, I just love and I kids. Watched for a few minutes and then I got off. No big deal. Okay, so this is the interview that Talk About It with Amira did, interviewing Mr. JD's interviewing Mr. JD's besties, one of Mr. JD's besties, aka one of the top plotters in his gang. And this woman came on this interview to lie through her teeth, thinking that nobody is going to spot her lies. That's what this woman was thinking, telling us she loves kids. If you love kids, you wouldn't have even been on that WhatsApp group. You wouldn't have even been plotting with him, because you would have advised him to make peace with the woman that he was once in love with, since he pretends that he's the one that did everything for her. So let's listen to a little bit of this interview. It may have been a week later, it may have been a couple days. I can't be positive on that. But then it came across, and she was sitting in an empty swimming pool, and this man was running around putting all these cameras and ring lights up and everything. And she was in labor, and I was like, oh, this would be pretty cool to watch her give birth. So I was watching it. I'm like, I got irritated because at one point he drugged the pool across the room to a spot he wanted it for the cameras. And I was thinking, man, if I was pregnant in labor, I'd have punched my husband, right? That's all I could think of at the time. And I was like, well, this could take forever, so I'm just going to get off. So I got off. I don't know if she ever had the baby on live or not, to be honest with you. But, and then it was, I don't know. Did he drag the pool with her in it? Yeah. There was across the room? Yeah, there wasn't even water in the pool. I'm not kidding. He was like setting up the cameras and stuff. So then I don't recall how long later it was, but it came across my feed and it was her. And she was pulling a full-size crib that was packed full of like bags of clothes and stuff out of like a U-Haul. And all I could think of was that lady just had a baby
she should not be lifting that crib. Jesus. And I was thinking, she's strong. That thing is like fully assembled and it's full of stuff, right? And
Okay, so did you all notice something? That these women, when they come out to tell these their bogus stories, they will first of all start from a place where they want to present themselves to you as this very good and thoughtful people, kind-hearted people, right? She spoke about how, oh, she watched that birth video. She's talking about when Cora was having her second child, right? That a lot of people watched that live, spoke about how she was irritated by this. Okay, so you saw all those things from the beginning, but somehow you ended in a WhatsApp group with that same person that you already formed an impression about from the beginning.
I'm like, well, that why this is weird. So I watched it for a little bit and I was like, oh, well, gosh, they must have separated. Okay. Okay. Didn't watch the whole video. Then Justin came up on my feed one day and I was like, that was the dude that was in the videos when he was dragging that pool across. And it said he was a chiropractor. Well, I'm a nurse. So I went to his page and I started watching him. And I didn't know you was a nurse. Thank you for your service of being a healthcare provider. Thank you. So,
Shout out to Amiora. Seriously, Amiora is such a lovely lady. God bless you, Amiora. Me, I'm going to tell this kind of woman, thank you for your service. No, thank you for your service. This kind of mean person, I will be thinking how many people she didn't do much. It was
Kimmy, you
every
can
other
hear me?
person's fault. It was every other
And I
person that
can
was
unmute her
forcing
mic.
her to
So
do
let's
this.
just wait for a second, you guys.
When you just listen to
Her
the
page
lady, you're
is, she
like,
has two
what's going
pages.
on?
One of them is We Move WAS. We Move WAS, WASS, two different words. We Move is one word. WAS, WASS, is another word. And then Kimmy Kim, I don't know if I
So
have
you
that
see,
one. Hold on one
that
second.
this is exactly what this woman wanted. This woman just wanted to get a shout out. Now she's both of our pages. I think Amiora has about 5K plus subscribers on um YouTube here. So this is a free shout out that she just gave to this woman. I feel like this woman has already planned everything that she wanted to do, because somehow you didn't know how to get into a live stream, but you're a content creator. You don't know how you've been live streaming. You don't know how to get into another person's live stream. You were able to do interview with Zoe's son. You've been creating content. In fact, she even spoke about her morning coffee, something with this coffee link. I don't know what that thing is about, but I keep seeing some content creators saying, you want to buy me coffee, buy me coffee. But I guess something they do. So she knows about that coffee thing. And yet she somehow muted herself, and it took her forever to unmute herself until after she has received her free shout out from Amiora. And then she was back in pretending, somebody called me. What don't you understand? If you're gonna have an interview with someone, they're gonna inform you. You will book a day, you will pick a date where you will be free, when the person too will be free, and you pick a time. All of these things will be planned out. The person will even Some people will even schedule the live stream some days before, or few hours, or at least 24 hours before. Everything is prepared. You know that, okay, you tell the person, or if you're a very busy person, it's okay, maybe I'll be able to be on your interview for 1 hour or 30 minutes. Well, you will pick a time. All of these things will be discussed and whatnot. You could not put your phone in a way that you can just record yourself, and then
I believed
This
it
network today is
without
behaving
checking
like
into
Kim
it
Baker.
myself, which is something I typically never do. But I did this one time. I did it, and it bit me in the ass, didn't it? Right. So,
Okay.
Anyway,
What were some of the things that they were telling you? Were they telling you, were they saying things like, "Oh, she did Justin wrong"? Like, what were they telling you?
that she abuses the kids, that she abuses him.
Exactly, Ron M. How, and something else that got me with this explanation she gave us from the first video she saw of Cora and then the first video she saw of Justin, she already formed some kind of, you know, opinion about these people. So how did it, after you were able to form this quick opinion about these people, how did it not happen that you ended up with this man for so many months and you did not form a fast opinion for you to tell that, oh, something was wrong with what the story that this man was telling you? I don't understand. She just tells us all those things and we're supposed to swallow it. Really.
You got to report her to CPS.
You're
Oh my God!
welcome,
Did you
whipping
guys see her
stick.
on live today? She had white rings around her nose, and then I would go take a picture and send it to him, and make comments too. Anyway.
Did they think that she was on drugs?
Yeah, she was snorting cocaine. I mean, I have all the chats still.
So they thought. So they thought Cora was on drugs.
Yes.
Snorting cocaine, and so they thought that she needed to be away from her kids because of that.
And that all she ever did was feed him noodles, that she was abusive. Like, there was a lot of things said in the chat. Like I said, I have all the chats. Okay, so okay. I don't want to sit and go into those because there's a lot of them. But what happened was after okay.
What do you think?
No, a couple days. And then the next morning I woke up and my phone was doing the same.
Ron M. What about our own people that are also there believing his lies? The likes of Miriam, the Lady L, the Lady F in Minnesota, and the rest of them. Like, people that don't have brain will believe what that man says. And what these people, because all of them, when you listen to them, you can tell that they don't sound smart at all.
Ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, what the hell? I was in another group.
So they was adding you to groups. So now when they add you to groups, you don't
Welcome
have to
back,
accept to
Royalty.
be in there. You just automatically. This is a WhatsApp.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Come
Kimberly.
on.
Kimberly, I can hear you. We can hear you clearly. Can you hear us?
Hold on. I did not get. Did I get chopped out again?
Seriously, you see all these things that this woman was pretending that all these technical issues from the beginning. Yo, I didn't play it because I've watched, like I said, I've watched this Amira's live stream from the beginning to the end. I love doing that so I can get a timestamp. I can know where to start it from so I don't, keep people. But it took a while before Kim was able to jump in. Royal D was on that live stream also, and Royal D is here. She can confirm it. It took forever for this woman to get into that live stream. In fact, people started jumping in just to see what's going on with Amiora's link, if something is really going on. People were coming in from our Facebook, people were coming in from YouTube, you know. And now this Kim, I just feel like anytime Amiora tries to ask a certain question, that's all of a sudden something is just going to happen. She will not hear, or she would, it's just so much. The woman was not, she was not sincere at all on this interview.
Kimberly, we can hear you. Okay, you guys. I think maybe she's on her phone. I'm gonna ask her when she come back. Is it because she's is someone texting her or calling her while we're on live?
At this point, he wouldn't want to say anything for now. He knows that he needs to be quiet because there is so much coming out. So if he tries to debunk, he already knows that he shot himself on the foot when he pretended that Zoe was his nanny. You had a nanny that you didn't do a background check on, and now people came out to tell you that this person had a criminal record. Even then, you did not say, okay, let me verify. You came out and lied that you contacted FBI. he won't dare to do a live stream because he would just make his case worse.
Yeah, something is going on with her phone. But I'm just wondering,
Nina
like, can
Edward,
you
you're
be
welcome.
added to a group without? Okay, turn your camera off, Kim, before you come up on stage, sweetie. You're not on stage yet. Turn your camera off if you can hear me. Okay, there you go. All right.
Happening. It's booting me off.
Hey Kim, let me ask you this: is somebody texting you, or are you getting phone calls?
No, my neighbor just called me. That's what kicked me out.
Yeah. So every time you get a phone call, that's why it's doing that.
Yeah, that's why I just came right back in because I was like, that's what booted me out before. So,
Okay, no
anyway,
worries.
the next morning, I woke up and I was clearly added to another chat group, and I said, "What is this?" And Marzina Walsh had started a group, and she said, "Oh, I started another group because there was a mole in the other one. We have to be careful. We're only going to allow certain people in here. Blah 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 blah." And so once again, I went to work.
Who goes to an interview when you know fully well that this interview or this woman thought that uh Amiora wanted to come in here and waste her time and sit there for 2 3 hours interviewing you, and you come in telling her blah 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 blah. Now let's take what she just said here, that they said there was a mole in the first WhatsApp group, so they were going to create a new WhatsApp group. If there was a mole in the first one, the second one you will be even more careful, right? And you will pick trusted people, and before you be trusted, people will not just, in this type of situation, you will not just trust anybody just like that. You will have to prove yourself. So at the same time, this woman will make statements like this, and then when Amiora asks her questions, she will now try to downplay what she did or what she didn't do.
I get home and there's hundreds of messages, and I jumped in on the conversation. Well, this went on for a couple days. I'm kind of like watching what they're saying, and it's getting kind of crazy to me. Like, it's not, if you're a rational thinker, it just wasn't making sense to me. So I said I was going to get a private eye, and I left the group. I'm like,
now this is the second group that you just left, right?
Yeah, I left that group because I wanted the truth, because the way they were making it sound, these girls were being abused. And I wanted to find out if it was true. Like, if these little girls are being abused, then God help them. Like. And that was the only reason that I did it, is because I wanted to save these girls from all the stuff that was being fed to me in this chat groups.
Now, while you were doing that, let me ask you this: was you going back to Cora's page, seeing was she even engaging in any of this stuff? Like, did she present anything that made you say, "Oh, yes, she is abusive"?
Well, at the time, and I've said this before, is, you know.
Oh, I see. That's great. That's great because I don't know much about Amiora. I just started seeing her this 2024 actually on YouTube, because Cora's case has been in for a very long time, and if you've been following, the content creators, some on Facebook, on YouTube, that has been for a very long time. But for me, I started seeing Amiora's post, and YouTube just started suggesting it, and I knew because it was the type of content I was consuming, so they will always suggest such type of content for me. So that's how I saw Amiora's channel for the first time, and I watched, and I like, oh, okay, this person is doing a good analysis, and I subscribe. And then on my live stream, I started hearing people mentioning her name, so I was like, okay, yes, I've seen that content creator. So yeah, really, she was in the army. Okay, I see. It's making sense now why the interview went the way it went.
She was just going through this whole, she just had a baby. She had just separated from Justin. And the times that I went to her page, sometimes she would kind of go off on people, and I didn't know why. There were people, now I see why, like all the crap that she's gone through, because I think me and her are the two most hated people on Facebook right now, because everything they do to Cora, they're doing to me right now.
Didn't JD say he was the most hated person on Facebook? Now she's she's dragging the title. Now she's dragging the title with him, that she thinks that it's her and Cora. If this woman was a sincere person, is she not supposed to just go ahead and tell Amiora that she thinks that Cora is the most hated person on Facebook right now? No, she has to smuggle herself in there so the viewers and everybody will also feel sorry for her and cut her some slack. That's what this woman is looking for. She's not trying to help Cora's case. She's just looking for sympathy, and people should follow her so she can make some money. Because I guess she's been donating to JD and spending her money on private art and private investigator and whatnot.
So
Just
do they
because
take
I
your
support her.
lives and accuse you of the most damning things and stuff?
Everything. And it's like they're trying to call the nursing board. They're trying to.
Okay, so let me say this, because I know some persons are just joining us. Also, the interview we're listening to right now is from another YouTuber, and her channel name is Talk About It with Amiora, and she interviewed one of Mr. JD's bestie, one of Mr. JD's gang members, and Amira is doing a fantastic job, okay, analyzing, bringing court documents. So it's amazing. If you have not subscribed to her channel, please do, because there's a whole lot of tea over there. Okay, so shout out to you, Amira.
Get my address. They put fake criminal records about me. They believe me. The stuff they've done is horrific. The same stuff they do to her, they're doing to me. You know what I mean?
Well, Kim, if you don't mind, and this is not a crucify Kim live, but I just want to know, what are some of the things that you did do to her to assist Justin? And did he know at this time? When did Justin find out about you? Did he know at the time that you were on his side?
So I was in those chat groups, just like, I don't know. I can't be positive. I'd have to look back, but I think the first one, it was just a couple days, and the second one, it might have been 4 or 5, might have even been a week. Like I said, I didn't talk a lot in them, but I did talk a little bit, like when I had time. And so what happened was, I left the second group chat, and there was a girl in there who's very good friends with Crystal right now, named Melissa. Melissa is on her page all the time, Courage, talking BS about me, which is kind of funny because I don't. It's not funny. Well, I know everything about that girl. I could throw these people under the bus because I know everything about them, but I haven't done it because I'm just not gonna go attacking them, even though they claim that I'm the one that attacks them online. So I left that group, and Melissa told me that I needed to reach out to Janice. She wanted to talk to me, so that's what I did. I reached out to Justin's mom. I texted her and just said, "Heard you wanted to talk to me." And then
that's her name, Jan,
yeah.
Justin's mom, before you talked to Justin.
Oh yeah, I talked to her, and then she asked me if she could call me again because her husband wanted to talk to me. So she called with her husband with her, and then she said, "Is it okay if we?"
So Justin, I mean, I'm not trying to be real nosy, but
No wonder Amira was so calm and collected when she was doing this interview. Now you people are saying this because I don't know much about Amira. Like I said, I just saw her this 2024. Now it makes sense. Because I'm like, ooh, she's got patience. Like she's just so cool. And I'm like, if it's me, I would have jumped out of my skin. I'm like, what is this woman saying? I'm like, what is Kim Baker saying? Does she really think that the interviewer, because I'm believing that the interviewer must have done, written down questions, know what she was to ask her, know when the woman knows. I'm like, okay, she's really cool and calm. And even when Kim is trying to blow off, reading the comment section, and Amira just knows how to bring her back into the conversation, like very calm and sweet. I see. No wonder. Kudos, kudos.
Justin's mother and father is still together, because I thought he was in jail.
Yes.
Is that not?
No,
They
he
are
was
still
in jail when they were kids.
Oh, he was in jail when they was in kids, so they still together. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, they gave Justin my number, and Justin called me, and that's how that all started. He said, "I heard you were getting a PI," and I said, "Yeah." And I said, because of this chat group, and I brought up Tracy Dugan, and what happened was, when I left that chat group,
This, I say, this is a good example of like father, like children. This is exactly what it is. Like their gang leader, like gang members. It's always about them. That's why I said they're not even fighting for JD, and the lousy JD cannot even see it, that these people are fighting for themselves. They're not fighting for him, seeking for his attention and everything. They're not really there for him as part, I'm supporting this person. Mm-mm. They are there for themselves. Seriously.
I didn't talk to anybody else from that chat group except for Meg, Mary Smith, and that Melissa Kirich would call me and she would talk for 3 hours. I'm not kidding. I would put my phone down and take a shower. This is not a lie. You guys will laugh over this, but she was one of those people that would talk and never shut up. And I would go take a shower and I'd pick the phone up and go, really? And I'd put it back down and go down the basement, do laundry.
Tell me, how is this relevant? And do you see how Amira is not, she just lets her explain this irrelevant part of the story and she's just listening. And and did you see how she went into detail telling us about this particular lady that will talk for hours and how she will put the phone down, she will take a shower, she will do laundry, she will go shopping, she will do everything. This woman is still talking. But then when Namira asks her important questions, you will see how she will respond to those.
Pick it up, go, and then I'd go out in the backyard with my dogs because she would get on a roll. Everything was, you need to tell Justin that he needs to find out if he's Indian. I'm from the Indian reservation and we can hide him and the girls, blah, blah, blah. And she would just be on and on. You couldn't get her to stop. So I felt bad for her. You know what I mean? She told me her life story and I felt bad. So I took her calls and just went about my day and basically put the phone down on the counter. So one day she stopped calling, which was the weirdest thing. I didn't know why until
So
one
hold
day.
on, we missed a big piece of the pie. You said that Justin called you and said, I heard you had a PI. But before Justin asked you about the PI, you and Justin actually used to communicate, correct?
Were being abused, plain and simple. Like,
so what did the PI tell you?
Well,
and did the PI I'm sorry, did the PI actually surveillance Cora and Justin?
The PI surveillance Cora at first, and he said this is a waste of time. She doesn't go anywhere, and that was true because she didn't go anywhere back then. She doesn't go anywhere. And he goes, this is not really adding up. I mean, at one point he set an appointment up to meet Justin, and Justin canceled on us 3 times. 3 times he canceled. And he kept
saying. So the PI was watching Cora. Cora didn't know. So a PI was watching Cora and just came back to you and said, well, she's not leaving the house. She's not going anywhere. She doesn't leave
the house. This isn't making sense because you have to understand what we were basing this all off of. Justin claimed that she was doing like,
if this woman really wanted to know the truth, is she not supposed to get the PI to investigate both of them? Why put the PI on Cora alone? That simply means you've already believed everything that the man is telling you. So you're not really putting the PI there to give you the real information, but you wanted something that is damaging so you can use that to nail her and then get full custody for Justin.
Allowed to say all this on Facebook.
Yeah, you can say whatever.
Okay.
If I need to go back and
okay,
take it out,
LA mom ran a sex trafficking ring that
they were saying all of that foolishness.
Yeah, he told me that LA mom actually worked for social services, and that the daughter ran this it's like some sort of a group that
Why saw this one, they're like, ooh, they all wanted to feast on this. They were not there to support him. They were not looking at him as, oh, a poor man that ex-wife treated bad. No, they were there to get a piece of the cake. They were there to get a piece of the pie for themselves. They were not there feeling sorry for JD. So that's why you see them supporting him. And when you look at all of them, not even about the race or the ethnicity, the tribe, the country, the continent where they come from. They all think alike, and they're all in there for the same reason. That's why they fight each other, because everybody wants his 100% attention, and that's not possible if he has 100 people in the WhatsApp group.
Uh, some sort of a group that takes on young African American kids that have been abused, and that they are actually selling those kids, and that Cora was going to Mexico and selling like videotapes. That's why she goes to Mexico all the time.
Oh my God, Jesus Father. So wait a minute, these loony goons literally thought Cora and her LA mom was running a trafficking ring and selling children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
Who
they
started
believe
that
that.
rumor?
I have no clue, but he told
Do
me.
you know if Justin had anything to do with that? I'm just curious.
Well,
Or was
he's
it
the
just
one that
his
told
supporters?
he's the one that told me it. That's the only place I ever heard it from.
But so he told you that he was told that, or he told you that's what they were doing?
No, that he told me that's what they were doing. He didn't just tell me that.
Oh
He
my
told
God.
Meg that.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, he wanted Meg to get one of those teddy bears from her law firm and set it up, or give it to June to set up, so that he could find Cora in her house.
Wait a minute. Oh, did you say he wanted? Wait a minute. Hold on. He wanted to get a teddy bear with a camera so he can spy on Cora.
Yes.
Did he do it?
No, she was like, they're very expensive. There's no way we can do that. And he said he.
This is another part of the story that this woman just told that I don't want to believe, because this man had all of them donating money for him, collecting, even fighting themselves. Who is going to be doing collecting donation? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? And here she's talking about how expensive it was. And with all these moves that this man is making, she still did not think that something was wrong, that this man wanted camera to spy on his ex-wife.
Return it, and she was like, well, I'll check into it. But there was just, and then she said, if you really think that's what's happening, then you can get a subpoena for them to install cameras in her house when she's not home. That's what she said.
So what do you want to spy on Cora for? What though?
To catch her having videos taken of the children. He wanted the database searched, which it was, to see if the kids were in the database, and they weren't, and he was told they weren't in the database, because there is a database that can be searched for children's pictures, you know what I mean? And he was like, oh, well, thank God they're not in there.
Oh my God. This is deep as shit. Way deeper than I thought. So wait a minute. This guy was willing to, so who's to say that he never have some type of toy, bag, clothing, wig, whatever the case may be? How do we know right now there's not a toy or something in Cora's home that has some type of recording or a camera device in it? How do we know that he didn't do something, a tracer, some type of something that you could keep up with a person? I can't think other than just a tracer. How do we know he hasn't done something like
that? I don't know.
Wait a minute, hold on. Somebody just said June did bring the bear home and it was destroyed. So he actually went through with it? There's
Look how fast. At first, she said she didn't know. If you don't know, it means you don't know. Maybe he got it there somehow, but he actually used the help of someone else to do it. But this woman is so quick to tell you, no, he didn't do it. Okay, it was just a suggestion. Someone was suggesting, but he didn't do it. You can see how this woman still tries to protect this man. Okay, somebody's saying they saw a doll. She could just say, well, but no, he didn't do it. It was too expensive. What was too expensive? As if all of them put together. If she's saying there were 100 people in that WhatsApp group, all of them could not donate enough money to purchase that stuff for him, since they really felt like the ex-wife was such a terrible woman. Huh.
There's no way because he wasn't sent the bear, and you know how expensive those things are. So whoever's saying
$100 is not expensive. You know, this man make $300 an hour. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know if he ever did. He never told me he did it. He just said, whatever. I mean, I'm just telling you the things that he said to me. I saw somebody on here say that I was the one that started those rumors, and that's not true. They can say whatever they want.
Seriously, I don't know why this keeps shutting off. It just completely kicks me out of the studio, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Peggy Hunter, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
I had already apologized to Cora. I
Okay.
didn't need to come out and apologize to Facebook, but I did because the more I started being a Cora supporter, I realized that everybody that follows her, it's a big family, and I honestly
She's
did owe
not a
them an
chorus
apology
supporter.
because
She's not.
they love her like she is their sister. You know what I mean? So that's why I came publicly and apologized because I am the first one. If I do something wrong, I will admit it. If I get something wrong, I will admit it.
Okay.
Okay.
I
And I
understand.
was wrong and I apologize. So,
Okay, Kim, I think
yeah.
you might have missed out. I have so many people in the comments saying that bear did get to Cora's home and Cora had to destroy the bear and she was crying. So did you miss out on that part?
He never told me. Yeah, I don't know. When did
Intentionally.
that happen?
Several people, I don't know because I
When
wasn't around, but several people are saying that bear made it to her home, that she had to destroy the bear. He
can you
did.
imagine?
She did.
Okay, well,
He did
all I can
receive the
say to
bear.
that is he was not sent a bear from Meg because the law firm was not going to give that up because it's thousands and thousands of dollars. She did not send it.
Oh, I
She
thought
said
you
to
said it
him,
was $100.
she said to him, if you want, you can go to the courts.
Oh, you world, you're so correct. That's why I said they are so lonely women, because in 24 hours, with everything you have to do as a human being, as a person, as a mother, a wife, a working class person, how jobless can you be that you will spend so much time with this man plotting, arranging, go get a doll, get a camera, get this is just ridiculous. This is just how jobless can someone be? And when you look at them, they're all women of certain age, people that should be playing with their grandchildren, taking their grandkids to the park, when the parents of the children are busy, spending quality moment with their grandchildren, making something good out of life. They are busy with Mr. JD plotting on how to destroy one young lady that didn't do any single thing to them. Nothing.
with proof, and you can get a subpoena, and when she's not home, they can set up private cameras in her home. But you better have solid proof for them to do that. And he was like, yeah, well, so it was never done to
Yeah,
my
it's my
knowledge.
network.
And to Meg's, no, he was never sent to bear. So
Okay.
if he got one, that was on his own duty.
Yeah, how wonderful it is for this woman to suggest um to JD to get them to go to Cora's home to set up a camera in her home and not to set camera on both of them's homes to see. Ah,
And I never knew anything about it.
She said June brought a bear home, and apparently, is that the bear that had the camera in it? Okay, so anyway, that's crazy as hell, scary as hell. And if I was Cora, anything that this man has ever brought from his house, I would destroy it. That is crazy and sick to say the
that's
least.
why I told her when Zoe sent her Christmas ornament. Um,
Zoe sent Cora a Christmas ornament.
Yes, and Cora
wait a minute. Zoe is Crystal Soul. Zoe, yes, which is Crystal, sent Cora a Christmas ornament.
Correct. After she left Justin.
you can imagine how far these women went, and none of them thought they were doing too much. Zoe is not the same person as Crystal, the same person that Cora just filed this restraining order against. You hear what this woman is saying now, that Zoe sent something to Cora's home, something, a gift that got into Cora's home. Cora touched that gift, unboxed it, and even kept that gift in her home. And all of these women in that WhatsApp group knew about it. But today, Kim wants to play down on what she has done or what she knows about and expect everybody to buy it. No way.
And she was in her apartment. She sent this, it was like a tree. And Cora went to open it, and there was like a string at the top, and she went to hold it by the string, and it fell to the floor. What allegedly, this is why she turned on Cora. This is what some people that were friends with her have told me. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I did see the video. She holds it up, it drops on the floor, she picks it back up, and then she goes in the living room because Athena was sitting in a high chair. Checks on Athena, and she got back on live. She never thanked Zoe or anything like that. And Zoe was pissed off. Cora didn't thank her, and that she dropped it on the floor and broke it, which he did not break. But regardless,
Crystal too was on Cora's side until an ornament broke, and then she switched on her over a damn ornament.
I don't know. That was just the story that was told to me. And then I noticed in her new house, because I looked for that video and I found it. I'm like, well, that's a damn lie. She didn't break the ornament. Okay. Then somebody pointed out to me, sent me a screenshot and said that ornament is in her new house above the refrigerator hanging. And I saw it and I said, oh my God. So I literally posted on my page, hoping Cora would get the message that Zoe sent you that. It could have a camera attached. Who freaking knows what's on it, right? And then she took it down. It's gone now. So she must have gotten word because it's gone now.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. My God. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. So when you and Justin was communicating.
I'm dealing with him. Me and him are communicating constantly. And
so what was he saying to you? I want to know. Okay. What was
You're welcome, Cynthia Holdo. Thank you very much for joining us. Absolutely. Zoe dodged so many questions here. But from what I hear, people that know, people that have been watching Miora for a very long time, it makes sense that Miora noticed that she did not answer some of these questions, but knows what she's doing. So let's see how this is going. Let's just watch, because if you ask me, I believe that at this point it is safe to say that Kim is very comfortable going to Amira's YouTube channel for an interview or to speak about anything that Amira might want to ask her. So if Amira will suggest to her tomorrow that, can we do a part two? Let's tell some of those things that You what? Maybe you have something you want to get off your chest or something. Let's just go talk about it. She will feel comfortable enough to come in and speak. And the more she speaks, the more you understand the kind of person she is, and the more you understand what her mission is. Because truly, she really didn't answer most of the questions that Amira had for her. Seriously. And she knows what she's doing.
And so, what was he saying to you? I want to know. Okay. What was Justin telling you? Okay, I know you said he told you she's selling the kids in Mexico and bullshit like that. So, but he was only saying that behind the scene. He wasn't saying that out to everybody, was he? Like to the world, or he was just saying it to the group? He was telling me and Meg and Mary and Diane these things. Yeah. Behind the scene, that Coral was okay. So, but if she was supposed to be selling the kids to somebody in Mexico, was she selling them while they were together? Because why all of a sudden she gonna do it after they separate? I don't know. Me and Meg have discussed this a lot because the thing is the whole time he kept saying he wanted to see everything that had been invested. He wanted to see everything, and I said okay. But at one point, me and the PI decided we're looking in the wrong direction, so we switched towards him because we both felt like he was lying to us. Okay, and and something wasn't adding up. Quote unquote, the man said he's a fucking weasel. Okay. And I told Justin, he thinks you're a fucking weasel. Well, why? But why? And I go, 3 meetings to meet up with you, and you come up with an excuse every time not to meet up. Okay. Why? And then he started saying, well, I just want to get the files. I just want to get the files. And I said, okay, he's willing to give you the files if you meet at your lawyer's office and you.
Did you all notice what was going on? Like, let me say this one more time. This interview you're listening to is on Talk About Talk About It with Ameora here on YouTube. She was the one that interviewed um JD's bestie. I call these women his bestie because they are all contesting for that position, okay, to be the best friend and the number one in his life. So go on her channel, and there are so many contents. So subscribe to Amiora's channel so you will not miss the next one that she's going to be doing. Why I post this video here and I'm laughing is because Kim kept stressing about that doll, how it is worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So as Kim is talking, Amira had already gone to, I don't know, maybe Amazon or any of these websites where they sell those type of camera or dolls, and she was just flashing them in the screen, and you could see some of the prices. So there are dolls with cameras that don't cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So I think that's what some people were trying to say in the comment section too, and she just flashed it on the screen for people to see.
Have the lawyer and you sign a paper that it will nothing in there will ever go on social media. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I have this all in text to back this up. So anybody that says I'm lying, kiss my ass as far as I'm concerned. I lived this. This is my story. So he uh he said, okay, okay. And then I go, okay, so you're gonna set up a meeting with your lawyer? And he goes, um, no, I can meet him halfway. Let me go through everything, and then we can make a meeting with my lawyer. And I go, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, Nina.
Because he wanted to know what we found out about him. And I said, nope, you can't see him unless the lawyer and you sign.
He didn't ask you what y'all found out about Cora?
I told him nothing. I said there was nothing.
And when you said nothing,
Oh,
what did
really?
he say? Oh no, he can't.
He wanted to go through. He said he
You
wanted
watch
to go through
all of them.
the file.
So he wanted to go through the files of what y'all found out about.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That
we
lady,
kept saying that's fine. You can, but you have to go to your lawyer.
that lady L, I can't stand her with her bitterness. I can't. I can't watch her video. Sometimes what I do is just see what she's writing on Facebook, and that's it. She's so annoying, that woman. She's so bitter. She acts like Cora stole something from her in the past life. I don't understand the level of beef, the level of hate that that woman has on Cora. I don't understand. I don't know where it's coming from, because fighting for a total stranger and you know that the stranger is lying and you still doing what you're doing. I can't stand that lady L, that lady in the UK. I can't.
and sign off and say nothing will ever go out on social media for the simple fact, and this is the reason why, and let me uh, just reiterate this, okay? Because, if anybody's smart, private investigators have snitches. Private investigators have ways of getting information. They have their little people that they work with, and there were names in there. So and so said this, so and so found this out. And we didn't want anything leaked on social media. This is the man's living. He has a good reputation. Okay. There was no way he was going to put his informants' names out there. That was the reasoning to go to the lawyer and sign off that nothing would ever go on social media. It would only be used if there was something he could find in them to be used in court, because his goal was to get full custody of the girls and take them away from Cora. He told us stories that he woke up in the middle of the night and Cora would be sitting on him with a knife, that he feared for his life. The kids weren't safe around her. Yeah, that she is psychotic and she doesn't take her psychosis medication. He had her committed several times. I mean, the stories he told me, I'm like, holy cow, oh my God, these poor kids. You know what I mean?
So his aim was to take the kids from Cora. We know that, but so he wanted the kids from Cora, but for what? Why?
Well, he told me
For
flat out.
revenge?
My theory, my opinion, based on what he said.
These are things that this woman has answers to, but this woman would rather reply to Amira and say, my opinion, my opinion, my theory. We're not here to listen to your theory. She's asking you a direct questions. You were with these people, you were in the same WhatsApp group with them. Whatever the conversation that was going on then, you were there, you heard them, or you saw them, you read them, you listened to the voice notes, whatever was shared on those WhatsApp group, you were a member of, so you saw them. No, she would rather come in pretending that, oh, so if anything happens, she would say, well, I was just saying that was my opinion. I wasn't saying it was the truth or the fact, you know.
To me, and I have it in text. He said, he was barely working. He said, I can barely work. I'm so worried about the girls all the time. He goes, I do 1 to 2 jobs a day. He called me all the time. He'd be drunk. He was drinking all the time. And he flat out told me, I said, because I asked him, do you have a lawyer? If not, I'll get you a lawyer. I'll get you a lawyer. We'll help you get a lawyer. This was in the beginning when he was feeding me all this stuff. And he was like, no, I have a lawyer. I have a lawyer. I promise. And I go, then why is your lawyer not doing anything? Because he's a piece of shit, and plus I owe him all this money and I haven't paid him, so he's not willing to do anything more. And I said, turn your stars on. I have all the text messages. I've showed them to people. Turn your stars on. They turned on one day on live, and I panicked because I didn't want people to say I was begging for stars like Cora, because that was his thing, to go out and say she's a beggar and a scammer, right? And he said, I turned it off. And he goes, and it's been in review ever since. And he showed me all the screenshots. And it says he's in review. He says, I've never been able to figure out how to get him back on.
So he turned his stars off because he was accusing her of being a beggar. So he turned them off, and because he turned them off, they won't let him turn it back on?
I don't know. It's in review. He sent me the screenshots. He goes, I keep sending them, and it says it's in review, but it's been in review forever. And I said, okay. And at the time, I knew Lola was collecting money for him in her subscribers and everything else, because Meg purposely and Mary were subscribers of Lolo's. Okay. And they would keep an eye on what was going on there. People go into subscribers. She'd say, drop your donations for Dr. Dean. And then he would send her pictures of the kids, and she would show the pictures of the kids.
You can imagine.
Okay. This is so much. Let's go back to how you and Justin got on the phone. He called you and said, my mom said you want to talk to me. You hired a private investigator.
No, he said, my mom wanted me to talk to you because you hired a private investigator.
Okay. And then he goes on to tell you everything that he's told everybody is true. And he said, and I have proof and more. Did you ask him for that proof?
He never said he had proof to me. He was just telling me a whole bunch of stuff. And I said, well, I said, I'm flying to California, actually. And I said, we can meet up and we can all sit down and talk about this. And we set up 3 different meetings. And he, like within minutes before the meetings, he would call and say, oh, I got an emergency patient. He always had an excuse.
So he would never meet with, so you've never met Justin?
Nope. He said one time he didn't have a babysitter, another time he had an emergency patient. Another time we were already at the meeting place and he said, oh, can you just come to the office that I rent a room out of? And I was like, no, we're already here. You can come here. I was pissed. We were pissed.
So what evidence were y'all giving CPS? Because I'm hearing that y'all did something really, really big, giving CPS all this information, setting up demonstrations on their steps of the Social Security business, social services business. Like, what information were y'all giving if the PI was not able to find any proof that Cora was
Fantastic questions that Amira asked from the beginning through to the end. But this woman find her way to smuggle herself out of answering all the reasonable questions. She just wanted to pretend that she didn't hear anything or she didn't understand what Amira was asking her.
I didn't do anything.
So you never contacted a CPS?
Nope. When I was in those group chats, they had like this standard letter that they kept putting up for people to send.
She
And
started
the only thing that I did,
she started by saying, "We didn't do anything," before she said, "I didn't do anything." What do you mean we didn't do anything? If you're saying that you were only in the group for a few minutes or few hours or few days, well, how do you know that the other people too didn't do anything? Still protecting every one of them.
that I actually did was, and I did tell people, okay, yeah, I sent the CPS letter, and I never did it. They can go through my emails. I never did it. The only thing I did do was I reached out to Amazon for her Amazon wish list because they were all going off about the Amazon and everybody's buying all this furniture and she just got a bed and she broke it and now they're buying her new bed and da 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 da. And I'm getting fed all this stuff that she's a scammer and this and that and that. And like I said, I did dirty. I called Amazon. I said, you need to check into this to see if this is legit. And they said they would check into it. And that was the end of that.
Why, what business of it? Okay, so let's just say that
It
they
wasn't
did
my
just
business.
buy her. Hold on one second, Kim. They did just buy her bed. And she said, okay, I didn't like that bed. I want another one. How is that being a scammer? If her supporters want to buy her 5 beds, how is that a scammer?
Right. No, I agree. That's why
I'm just wondering, like, what was Amazon supposed to check into? So are you not allowed to get more than one item from someone? You would be considered a scammer. I'm just trying to figure out, how was you guys saying she was a scammer if her supporters wanted to take care of that for her? Even with the GoFundMe, if they want to give her their last.
I told you people that this woman tried her best to ignore everything, but Amira gave it to her. Like this question she's asking her now. Okay, tell me, what are you contacting Amazon for? Oh, you're talking about, oh, this man got married to someone, the ex-wife is so terrible. What does that have to do with a couch, a bed, furnishing of her home that is being done by her own supporters? Yet this woman is contacting Amazon or wherever she was buying those furnitures from. This woman has, if the truth of or the whole truth of what this woman have done comes out, people will be shocked. Seriously, people will be shocked.
Dime, how is she scamming them?
I don't know.
She's asking for help.
I'm sure that this Missy is Melissa Carriage that's in the chats, but
Somebody is asking her a very important question. She's talking about a Missy and somebody in the chat and something else. Is that not supposed to be the duty of the person that is interviewing you? Because that's her platform So she's checking everything as the interview is going on. But because this woman does not want to answer the question, she just changed the topic to something else.
She says she has the emails. Yeah, I've seen the emails that they all
Where's
posted.
Missy? Hold on. Who is Missy?
Missy. I know that's Melissa Carriage.
Missy, are you Melissa Carriage? Who is Melissa Carriage? Tell me who Melissa
That's
Carriage
the one that was in the group chat that would call me for hours and hours and hours.
Missy, what you know? But listen, because I'm not really paying attention to the comments. So, but why deem her a scammer all because she asked for a bed and she already had a bed? I'm just trying to figure out, like, what did you tell Amazon to make them think
I said that there's a woman that has an Amazon lista, and she has all these items on there, and all these people are buying it. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I did call, and I admitted I called. And I turned it in and said, you need to check into this to see if it's fraud, because what they were saying in chat is he's not getting any of the stuff. She's just going to refund it and get the money. She's a scammer. So, yeah.
So why is that even your business?
Amazon stop it, or like what?
No, because then he started collecting the items. They started coming, because for a while there, she wasn't getting anything coming in. Okay, there was no packaging coming.
She will never say the whole truth. She just wanted to talk about this Amazon situation because she knows that people might say, ah, okay, well, it's not a big deal. You just contacted Amazon or whatnot. Like, how is it your business if somebody decided to donate their money to someone and the person decided to go buy a couch or a bed or whatever? How is that your business? He said 300 an hour and he's still begging.
And then,
oh, good.
They're like, she's just hitting refund and she's taking all that money. She's a scammer and stuff. And I was like, well, Amazon will figure it out, because I turned her in. And then she started getting packages, plain and simple. She started getting the stuff that people were sending her. So clearly they didn't have a problem with it. Regardless, yes, that is the one thing that I can officially 100% say I did. And I have no problem admitting it, because I've already apologized.
The thing is, she doesn't have issue talking about this Amazon situation because she knows that it's just people like, okay, well, this is not what we want to hear. We want to hear what you and JD and the rest of the people were plotting against her. That's what people want to hear. A lot of people want to understand that the CPS situation also. There is so many other things that she knows that is more relevant to people that cares to listen than listening to her talk about the furniture that she wanted to buy. How petty can someone be that you go and contact Amazon because somebody ordered a couch? It's just ridiculous.
I've already done my sentence, okay? I had to live with what I did and the guilt and remorse of what I did, because I did something that I typically don't do, and I judged somebody before I even looked into her story. So when I started realizing that Justin was lying and everything, then it was time to play his game, plain and simple. I let him feed me with information, and I went on with it, and I did for a couple of weeks, and then I called him out on it all. I slammed him hard. I have all the text messages.
Lies.
Slammed him hard, and he got freaking mad and said, don't ever reach out to me again. If I lose custody of my girls, it's your fault. And I never text him again. He asked me not to. And then I decided. And
what was the reason again? What was the reason again?
Because I literally confronted him on everything and said, you said this. We didn't find this. You said this. We didn't find this. You said this. We told you to.
She just said she confronted him on all those things. Why is she not mentioning the things that she confronted you? You said this and you said this. You said this and you said this. What is you said this? You said this. Why not mention the things as you're confronting him exactly the same way you confronted him? You said you have text messages. If you can remember, pull up the text messages and start reading them out so the viewers and the interviewer will hear the things you were confronting him about. Instead, she started saying, you said this, you said this. Oh, this lady.
Do this. You said you were doing it. You didn't do it. Did you follow through? Did you follow through? Boom, 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 boom. You say your kids are being abused. We told you what you needed to do. If it was true, you need to submit this, this, and this. Show proof of this. Did you do it? Just like the time she went to Nigeria. Look, there's some shit I've never put out on the internet. But you know what? We're on YouTube. You
Put it
want it
out.
down and dirty? I'll tell you the down and dirty stuff that I've never put out there.
Yeah, we want to hear the down and dirty. We want to know what the hell this man was really plotting and doing to, behind the scenes.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I do not want to victimize the children, okay? And this is why I've never come out with this, okay? Because it ain't right. It's just not right. But people have no clue how this man works. And I do know because I dealt with him, okay?
Well, he's a narcissist and a manipulator, so we kind of know that he's conniving and evil behind the scenes. So what do we need to know that he's done?
So let me go to the time that Cora went to Nigeria, and I know everybody remembers this time, okay? I was still dealing with Justin at the time, and I said to him, because he told me she was going to Nigeria, and I said, I don't think she's going. She must have canceled her trip. And he goes, no, she's going. And I go, well, that doesn't make sense. Because she went to Sam's Club with June and they bought a ton of groceries. And I said, Cora doesn't waste food. She doesn't waste food. She would never, she's cutting a watermelon.
That's how much attention these people were just paying on somebody that they don't know, somebody that didn't do anything to them. You just go watch her all day to know that, oh, she doesn't waste food. She doesn't waste food. Ha! Did these people ever do anything with their life for this past 2, 3 years? All day they are just focused on this woman. Every move Cora makes, these people are there to dissect it.
Right now, why would she buy all this fruit and vegetables, fresh produce, if she was going to Nigeria for a week? It made no sense to me. No, 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 no. Okay. He didn't want to listen to me. Well, let me back up just a few steps. His little friend, Marion, Mama Micah, they call her. He had her call me too. She called me a couple times. And she talks a lot of shit about me too. I told him not to trust that woman because he gave me so many different stories.
The important question Amira asked her to tell the things that we need to know. Now she's talking about the woman spoke a lot of shit about her. Did Amira ever ask her that this interview was going to be about the shit that people spoke about her, or people are here to listen and hear what they were plotting against Cora?
Judge. Then he changed it to she was a CPS worker that worked on some MAT team, something like that. And then she worked with the governor. I mean, all these different things. She was a lawyer, and I was like, was she your friend before all this? And he said, yeah, I've known her for years. And then later on, he turned around and told me, well, I've only known her for a couple of years, but I ran background checks on her, and it's all legit. I said, I don't trust her because she called me. I didn't trust her. She would call you and stroke your ego. Oh, you're the best thing. Oh, God bless you. And I was like, there's something off with this lady, right? And he had her send me a bunch of files, which she sent me a bunch of files, okay, to go to court and fight to get those kids taken away. That they had been compiling. Many of those women that were in chat, they were all in these groups with Marion and Justin, working diligently. I call them the busy bees, okay? So I just wanted to go there. So he says to me, no, I'm going to ask Marion what she thinks. Oh, okay. Go run to Mama Micah. Go run to her. Go run to Marion. Because you worship her, right? He said, I trust her with my life.
Do you see how she sounds so jealous and so pissed off that she's giving advice and he wants to go and meet Miriam to confirm if he should go ahead with what this person is advised. So it is just the beef between these women that is making them to come out and spill all this tea about each other. That's why in all their spilling and fighting and name calling and insults and being all dramatic online, they are still protecting him.
He's the one that's got me to win everything. Win. Okay. Then he calls me up And he said that, or no, he texted me because I have the text, that fucking bitch. And I said, what's
Oops.
going on? And he said, do you have Cora's address? And I said, I can see if I have it. And I looked and I sent it to him. And because remember, I was in the group chat and here's Cora's address, report her to CPS, report her to this worker, report her here. So I had her address and I couldn't figure out why he didn't have her address, but I gave it to him. Okay. And then he says, thanks, I'll call you in a minute. So then he calls me and he says, I'm at the airport. Look, I used to live in Los Angeles. Ain't no way he got from his house to that airport in a matter of 5 minutes. First off, you can't even go 5 miles in LA traffic. It'd take you an hour, okay? Now he's up at the LAX airport, which is the busiest airport there is, and he's sitting in his car to catch her trying to sneak his kids to Nigeria because he called Marion, and Marion told him that she was loading big old cases of diapers into her suitcase, and she's running off with the kids. I said, Justin, that's a lie. I just watched her live. And she walked to the store. I think she got one bag of diapers and some feminine hygiene products. And I go, she didn't pack her suitcase with diapers. That's a lie. Marion's lying to you.
Can you imagine? Anyways, it's 3:33 a.m. my time. So please bear with me. We will end it here. Amira's this interview is long, okay? It's 4 hours, 41 minutes, 41 seconds, okay? And we're into it 1 hour, 13 minutes into this. So we will continue in the morning, okay? So this woman said a lot. This woman said a lot. But in all of that, she avoided all the important questions that Amira had for her. She did all she could to not respond to those questions. And in all, you can see that this woman is still protecting JD because when she will speak about someone, for example, that Amira probably heard of but really don't know what part that person played in this whole thing, and Amira will ask her about that person, she will go and explain, you know, explaining very well for Amira to understand who that person was and what part that person played, what the person did and what the person didn't do. But when Amira will ask her direct questions that concerns her and JD and the other women and what they did, this woman will not want to answer. And this is exactly what you will see play out for the duration of this interview. Seriously. But well, started very late, so it's already 3 a.m. my time, so I gotta go. I'll see y'all in the morning. This continues, okay? Because as this woman is talking, she is talking, okay? Uh, this morning I also saw another live stream that she did that she was talking about a case that she's trying to file against someone that she doesn't want to say the name. All of that we would get into all of them. I will try to come in earlier if I can tomorrow. Let's see what I have to do. But if I can come in earlier, then that will work better for us because we will all be able to come in and do justice to this. But I didn't want to miss us not, doing one live stream today because there's so much. The birds are singing, so much is going on. JD is posting, and we need to keep dissecting. That being said, thank you also very much. Thank you, Ron M. God bless you. Thank you for joining us today. Royal D, thank you very much. God bless you, ma'am. Uh, Peggy Hunter, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us today. And Nina Edwards, thank you, ma'am. God bless you. Thank you for joining us today. I say it. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, I've said Nina Edwards. Oyoyo's World. That's our barrister in the building. Thank you so very much, ma'am. God bless you. And before I forget, please don't forget to subscribe to Oyoyo's World. She also dissects and analyzes. this, and Oyoyo is based in the US also. So yes, her time zone is going to match a whole lot of your time zone. So yes, she also speaks about this and talks about gives the legal angle, explaining some of the stuffs that sound like, in the ears if you're not a legal practitioner, you know. So subscribe to Oyoyo's World, turn on your notifications so you will not miss a video or a live stream. Also subscribe to Royal D. Royal D also speaks about the stuffs, and also Royal D, you will hear Royal D, I think from somewhere around 2 hours into, I think Royal D actually joined that interview also where this woman is talking. Royal D was there, so you will hear Royal D also because she was on the panel on Amiora's interview with Kim Baker. Uh, Also, so subscribe to Royal D's channel also, and turn on notifications so you will not miss whenever she goes live or she posts a video. And who else is here that is a content creator? Please let me know if you come in and you also create content. It doesn't matter what type of content you create. If you create, it doesn't have to be celebrity gist or trending news. But please let me know so I can give a shout out on the live stream. Okay, so who else was here with us? I'm yet to say thank you to. Let me scroll through. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so I think I didn't miss anybody. Aha, almost. Whipping stick, thank you so very much. God bless you, ma'am. And let me see. Let's keep going up, 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 up. My network today is somehow, so I don't know if I'll be able to see everyone that was here. But yeah, okay, I think I did say thank you to everyone and all my silent watchers. I say thank you to each and every one of you. I won't be able to say your names because if you don't comment, I will not know who is here, and that's that. But I say thank you. Right now we're 22 persons. It's coming down to 20 persons now. Thank you also very much. I'll see y'all, and the next we will try to cover this. And I don't even know what I will be waking up to because okay, the US there's still time. So is JD gonna post something? Is Kim gonna drop more? I believe she will, because Kim is going back to back on Facebook, dropping stuffs. She's posting receipts, she's posting whatnot, talking about certain things. So there's so much for us to still cover as this is going on. Thank you also very much. God bless you. I am super, super grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Let's keep praying for Cora. We pray that this case goes to court and all these evidences that are out here, even those ones that Kim is holding on to and pretending and making all these excuses, we pray that God will touch her heart and she will somehow send those evidence to the rightful people so the right thing can and will be done. May God guide and protect each and every one of you. You're going out and coming in. You guide and protected, good health, and every good thing that you are praying and seeking for. May God bless you all. Thank you so very much. I'll see you all in the morning. Okay, it's already morning because it's already 3:40 a.m. my time. So it's already morning. I'll see you all later. Thank you all. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. See you all later. Much love, blessings, and bye.